All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns that my weird messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting and the people below me are all here. We haven't had like a full cast in a little bit, so it's fun. Announcements, probably the biggest announcement of all. Daggerheart, the new TTRPG from Darrington Press, the publishing arm of Critical Role, has launched. It launched yesterday, to much fanfare, and there was a live stream, and apparently Jeremy Crawford was there, and people think that means that Jeremy Crawford's going to work for Darrington Press, because of course, there's no possible way that the Critical Role cast could be friends with Jeremy Crawford. Anyway, so yeah, Daggerheart has launched. I have both the physical and the digital versions of it, and I made an entire in-depth review. It's just under 3 hours long. I almost lost my voice recording it. I also did an unboxing of the core set that I got, and yeah, overall, it's cool.
You got a core set?
I did. It makes my tits look amazing.
Oh God!
I have the core set. Did you really not know that that's what I said?
Oh!
Sorry.
No, I don't have a corset. I've worn one before. They're uncomfortable.
Oh God!
And that's what you get for being a theater kid.
Cool.
No, the core set, which is basically the core book and all the cards.
She doesn't know your life.
I have enough problems breathing. I don't need.
But they can actually be great in supporting your lumbar. So some people do wear them for lumbar support.
I don't know. I think my particular body shape, I would crunch my ribs long before I got lumbar support on a corset. I have a very, very large frame, and so stuff like that just isn't really fun. And again, when I was in high school, I wore one for a full day, and it was unpleasant when I put it on, but eventually I got used to the fact that I couldn't take full breaths, and it wasn't until the end of the school day that I took it off, and I was like, oh, that's what breathing feels like. That's amazing.
Yep.
So
I went through a Victorian goth phase. And yep. So, yeah, that was fun.
Well, and they, in actual Victorian times, there were women, because they wore them constantly, that it ruined their musculature around, like, their spine and stuff like that, so that they couldn't hold themselves up because all the muscles relaxed.
Yeah, they actually had to wear corsets.
Yep, stand upright. They would also do things like remove their ribs so that their lower ribs so that their waist would be even smaller, and it ended up doing things like, crushing the important organs that it's protecting.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I mean, who would have thought that floating ribs are useful?
Right? Just little things.
This is the same era where they encourage, put arsenic in their makeup. So
Yes.
Gee,
And to take it as medicine.
Gee, no wonder CL Phantom Hive had such a hard time when he was cross-dressing.
I discovered something recently. Apparently, I think it's radium. In the early, I want to say...
It's been around for a while.
Well, no. In the, 1910s, 1920s, radium was used to make watches glow, like you would paint it on. And the way that they did it was they would have their mostly female workforce actually paint the radium on that, and they were taught this method to wet their brushes. They would just lick their brushes and then dip it in the radium. And so, it was an entire generation of women that just had what they called radium jaw or something like that, because they were just ingesting radioactive material every single day. And it was considered a beauty aid as well. Like, they would put it in makeup and everything because it made your skin literally glow. And yeah, if you were one of these radium girls for long enough, your skeleton, because the way that radium works is it attaches itself it apparently replaces calcium. Like
Calcium?
the body thinks it's calcium, and so it
Yeah.
binds to your bones. And so the radium girls, their skeletons would eventually glow under their skin.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, they were literally. I mean, if you want to look it up, they're literally. They were just. I wanted to look it up just to make sure. They were literally called the Radium Girls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fascinating stuff.
It is medical stuff, so watcher beware.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, Daggerheart's out. It's super cool. I did an entire in-depth review on it, and for the most part, it has been well received. Other stuff going on right now in the TTRPG world. Really, most of it is Daggerheart right now. Critical Role is big enough. Let's put it this way: Wizards of the Coast, on their official D&D account on Twitter, congratulated Critical Role on releasing Daggerheart.
Aw,
Like, that is how large this event is.
Oh, nice.
that's sweet.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It does kind of pop the bubble of all the people going, yeah, no, Wizards of the Coast is going down because we have a competitor. It's not a competitor. It's not the same kind of game.
Never has been.
I always find it adorable when people are like, yeah, Pathfinder's going to overtake D&D. Oh, that's adorable. Their best year ever, they did something like $22 million. D&D specifically just passed like 500, half a billion.
Ugh.
So it's like, yeah, you're not even in the same category. It's just
Yep.
not a thing. But yeah, so that in and of itself is really cool. I guess another thing we could talk about, D&D Beyond is going crazy with third-party content. There is
Oh, yeah.
so much of it on there, and new stuff is getting released every single day. They have a Studio Ghibli-inspired setting
Whoa.
that was released that looks really, really cool. Right now they're advertising this collection of one-shots on the D&D Beyond website. Like, this, I made a video about it, talking about the idea, but this might be the first time in the history of Dungeons and Dragons where, because of D&D Beyond and everything, Wizards of the Coast could literally just sit on their thumbs and just publish, weird passion projects, and it wouldn't affect 5th edition that much. Like, 5th edition can be carried almost entirely by third-party products on D&D Beyond. There are more, significantly more third-party products that have come out in the past year than anything Wizards of the Coast has put out. So I find that absolutely fascinating. And a lot of the stuff that's coming out, a lot of it is stuff that's been out for a while, and they just now got the permission and got everything set up so they can publish it on D&D Beyond. But that means that it's good shit. Like, there's lots of great stuff on there. Like, MCDM has quite a few different things that are just really, really great, including Flea Mortals, which is effectively his take on the Monster Manual. But it adds things back in from 4th edition, like monster types, to make creating combat encounters more interesting and stuff like that. So, yeah, super cool stuff going on there. Anything else real big happening right now?
I know Dropout will be doing their live gameplays. You can get tickets. I don't know when it'll be up on Dropout, but I know that the live event will be taking place June 1st at the Hollywood Bowl.
That'll be very cool.
Ooh, damn.
And then later on, they'll be doing in Indianapolis in the Old National Center.
Very cool. In World of Darkness news, there's a new source book that I don't believe comes out till like June or July, but the PDF is available if you pre-order it. I can't remember what it's called, but if you go to Renegade, they have it everywhere. Yeah, and in June, Renegade is doing their Renegade Game Day thing, where they've hinted they're going to be announcing more TTRPG stuff. And since we currently have nothing for the Essence 20 system aside from Welcome to Night Vale, I'm interested to see if Essence 20 is just like if Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and Transformers is just slowly being let go, or if they're going to continue publishing stuff for it. Because as of right now, I own everything for all three of those things. And I like those systems. They're fun. Maybe we'll get Essence 22nd edition. Who knows? Anything else big good going on that you guys know about?
I just need to get up and stretch. I just need to
Oh yeah,
get up and stretch for.
Kieran Callaghan has the book coming out. It's called The Hearth Witch's Guide to Murder and Mystery.
Oh, look at her.
She also has a merch store where you can get that shirt. It's a very cool shirt. It's very, very comfortable.
Or hoodies.
Too. Yeah, hoodies. They've got crop shirts and crop hoodies. I've never understood the purpose of a crop hoodie, but it's a thing, and girls wear them.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, they look very nice on girls, certain girls. But
And that's why.
yeah, I guess
That's all.
that's what it is. But like
Fashion.
crop tops
Whatever
cover
works.
the same thing.
Yep.
But sometimes just your shoulders and arms are cold. Come on, Jody.
I guess that's how it works. Maybe that's why
The rest of you is too warm.
they made such a big deal about girls wearing spaghetti straps when I was in middle school. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
had nothing to do with
By the only
prudes
one-
and misogyny. Nope, it did everything to do with keeping girls' shoulders warm, because that's where girls lose most of their heat. It's from the shoulders.
Especially this part right here.
Yep,
Oh, no.
that specifically. That's medical. You can take that to the bank. I don't know why you're taking medical things to the bank, but you go ahead and do that.
I thought it was under the shoulders where we had the most heat.
All of this is made up nonsense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe actually in the human body you lose most of your heat through your extremities, including your head.
yeah.
Yeah, especially your head.
That
You lose a
Indeed.
crap ton of heat from your head, which is why hats are a good thing in winter. And I learned this growing up in the frozen north.
Mhm.
Hats are amazing.
So those who live in the tundra will tell you.
It was a cold day. No, even better. It was a warm day. It nearly got to negative 32 degrees.
Oh! It was a frigid winter day, the 58-degree weather.
I had friends that would go out in
Positive.
sub-zero weather in shorts and a t-shirt.
That's the way my nieces are. They're crazy. Spaghetti strap dresses and flip-flops.
I knew,
Or
a guy
tennis
back in,
shoes.
I knew a guy back in college who would wear just black sweats and these thick ass jeans, and it was the middle of July.
I will say, back when I used to have to like shovel driveways, you would start off fully bundled up, and by the time you were about maybe a third way done with the driveway, you were in a t-shirt and jeans. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
that's a
were-
lot of work.
Yep.
You were melted in that stuff. But that was the only time I did stuff like that. I still have a little bit of Arizona blood in me. It's not much. Anyway, so, yeah, unless there's anything else, I think it is time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. The party has discovered secrets. Thank you, Imp.
That wasn't meant to be I wasn't being. I was commenting in the chat. I still check.
After sifting through the manager's office of this strange magic item emporium, the party was able to discover the chair itself seemed to unlock a hidden passage. And Reggie, after using his amazing acting skills, was able to unlock it. But as soon as they went to the down, they discovered these magic items that seemed to enwrapped the party members. One, a puzzle sphere that convinced Arai to sit down and focus completely on solving the puzzle, and the other a magic rod that convinced Smegwick that it was the most powerful magic item in existence. It was up to Aoi to save the party from these trapped magic items, which she was able to do. However, after freeing Smegwick, they suddenly realized something was coming in their general direction. So the party hid and saw these strange beholder-like creatures come, find the rod of unlimited power, and seem to siphon all of the magical energy from the item, and then left. Realizing these creatures seemed to subsist off of the energy of magic, the party decided to return to the vault, or return to the secret room, and eventually discovered a collection of wands that they believed they would be able to use to open the vault. After returning to the vault, they had deciphered 3 of the 5 magic spells necessary to open it, but they were slightly puzzled about the final 2 spells necessary to open the vault and hopefully find whatever treasures remain inside. Alright, so
I would just like to say as a commentary on the last episode, Katie, it was still one of my favorite moments in the last episode where we were or you figured out what we were going to do, but you just had there was a slight misinterpretation. He's like, so, do I stab both of my friends?
Yeah. I am sorry.
Don't apologize, it was
The
funny as
answer is
hell.
yes.
Alright, so to kind of refresh everybody, again, you guys were able to make it down into the kind of secret managerial office, which seemed to be lined with quite a few, actually, magic items designed specifically to entice people and then trap them. And then when
We
you
were
got
able
in
to
there,
suss out with the red herrings.
when you actually got into the office itself, you guys were able to read parts of a diary that described a tryst between the manager and a married woman that seemingly used him for his access and then left both her husband and her lover. And it explained some of the spells necessary to actually get into the vault. And then you guys went back up to the vault and were trying to kind of suss out. I think was it the 2nd level spell and the 5th level spell that you guys needed?
2nd and the 5th.
Yeah.
You said we had the choices between the second level, Arcane Lock, Gust of Wind, Mirror Image, Rope Trick, and then the 5th level, Animate Objects, Big B's Hands, Pass Wall, and Telekinesis. And we had sussed out that for the 5th level, it could either be Animate Objects or Pass Wall. And I think we discussed the possibility of being Arcane Lock for the 2nd.
Yeah. So that's where we are right now. You guys are still in the building. Oh, and you guys attempted to put some of the lead back that was lining that passage to hopefully keep whatever those beholderkin things were from coming back.
Yeah. And I think the very last thing we did before leaving was Aoi wanted to go back down to, was there actually anything usable down below?
Yeah.
Besides the red herrings?
And yeah, the only things down there were the red herrings and the diary that you guys found. It seems like anything valuable is actually kept in the actual vault. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what all do you guys want to do?
Okay.
Touch more things.
No.
Absolutely, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yay!
There's a large
There's those gauntlets.
metal-looking device. It's circular. It looks like it kind of has teeth. And in the middle, there's a big thing that says "Touch me," and it definitely doesn't have a pressure trap that would
Oh, I'm
clamp it
glad.
down on you.
I'm glad. Totally trust it.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, it says, "Touch me, I definitely won't chomp down on you and break your limbs." And it's weird because you normally don't see items that tell you what they don't do.
But you know what? I
Yeah.
appreciate how truthful it was being by telling me that it wouldn't do this to me.
Okay, that's not the point.
Thank you, Freeran.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are still in front of the vault. What do you guys want to do?
Get Reggie.
And Reggie has returned. He was,
He was on auto follow.
yeah, he was watching over what's her name, Esmiel, for a little bit. But he decided to return because Esmiel looks like she's fine for right now.
Ah, she's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
She just needed a Snickers.
Yeah.
So we're
it's
going
weird.
to.
How
So
often
we're going-
Snickers solves things.
So we're gonna fill Reggie in on the situation.
We also
And-
figured out the reason why all the other stuff in the place the size of the vault was inert.
All right,
Bunch
why
of
is that?
bunch of fucking note balls flying around, look like beholders, but instead of eyes, they have mouths.
Mhm.
Hey,
So definitely
Yeah,
won't chomp you.
as frightening as it fucking sounds.
Definitely won't chomp you though. That's what the button
Yeah.
says.
Mm,
Bunch of nom holders.
mm.
okay. First off, love that name.
I
Right,
genuinely
great
love that
name
as
for
well.
a frightening creature.
Secondly,
Phenommers.
get that. Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Secondly, like, where are these creatures right now?
They're flying around out there because they're looking for more magic to fucking chomp down on.
Ah, jeez.
That's what happened to all these other things. That's what happened. That's the reason why everything else has no magic in it.
All right.
By the way, DM, I do have to ask you one question.
Mhm.
The wands, now we know the wands can only be used in the vicinity of this place. There's a reason why you're not going to give us 20 fucking wands to leave this place, because that was just all kinds of chicanery.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys want to know what they fully look like, you should be able to see
Yeah.
in
Oh
Roll
my
20.
God!
Wait, where'd you post it?
In Roll 20, there should be a
Oh,
handout.
ah!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But ours are like all mouths.
No, this is what I described.
Oh.
Oh.
I mentioned it had a bunch more eyes than normal,
Oh.
and then some of the eye stalks were tentacles instead of eye stalks.
Oh.
So you can see.
Okay. I also thought that some of the eyes had been replaced by mouths. So
There
Yeah.
is a
You're not
beholderkin
alone.
that does that. You guys have actually seen when you were those things are the things that actually took down the ballista platforms in the city before all this stuff happened. They're called
Oh,
death
yeah.
kisses.
Oh.
So you have seen
Oh,
things like
that's
that.
a fitting
Lovely.
name. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Okay.
I genuinely enjoy Nope Holder better than the actual name of this creature, so we're gonna just refer to it as a Nope Holder for a little while.
Yep. Nope.
So I do have to ask the obvious question. So we have a wand that casts pass wall.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we just use that to get into the vault?
Absolutely a
It's,
good question. Would you like to try to do that?
Well, I would like to
we can
consider. I mean,
only-
everything we've studied about it, so I'm just gonna ask the question.
we can only use it each one once, right?
Well, the wands can be.
They it takes 10 minutes to recharge a wand,
Okay.
as long as they're inside the building.
Yeah,
Outside
but
their walls. But
if we cast the wrong spell, it'll just shut, right?
Well, I know the door will go into shutdown, but I was just curious about.
sure. As far as you know, the pass wall spell theoretically should allow you to get into the vault. If you would like to try, you are more than welcome. But you quite literally do not have.
We studied a ton. We've studied a ton about it.
Yeah, you generally don't have anything that would indicate what would happen if you tried it other than trying it. Like there are no notes on
Right.
well what happens if we cast pass wall. Surprisingly enough, they don't keep notes on how to break into their own vault.
Well, no, it was,
Ah,
Weird.
but I was wondering like we had all the rolls we did from last session. I was just wondering like why couldn't we just do this?
You can,
uh,
if you would like to, go for it.
No, be perfectly
Yeah.
frank, I don't trust you right now.
yeah, like the diary said, like we had to do it in like from first to fifth level, right? In
Mhm.
order.
And I guess with the rolls that you guys did get, really none of you guys have had much experience with something this sealed before and this protected. However, Pass Wall is a 5th level spell. It's not a massively high level spell. And there are enough decently powerful magic users that you think there must be some other enchantments on the vault. Otherwise, again, the door would be, not only would the door be useless, but having a wand that basically gives you instant access to the vault would be mostly useless as well.
Because the irony is, if you use anti-magic in any way, shape, or form, it puts the entire thing into lockdown. But if you had a great spell that could do the pass wall, it wouldn't work because you had something negating the magic.
So, yeah, like I said, if you guys want to try and experiment with it and see what happens, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we need
But
to use
you
our
guys would-
experimentation on opening the vault.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys would all be kind of, you wouldn't know what it does or how it does, but you guys would be relatively certain, especially after finding those red herring magic items. You're fairly certain
Yeah.
if you cast the wrong spell, something will happen, and the walls for this thing would probably have been warded against something like pass wall.
Well, now this might be a very dumb question, but it's as you say. If we try to use any anti-magic, goes into lockdown. But if we try to use magic, it's just going to screw us over, but from the other end of the spectrum.
If we do it wrong.
If we do it wrong. But then, why specifically magic or anti-magic? Why not just try to unlock it with no magic?
Well, the magic is like the key code kind of
Yes.
thing. It's like the combination.
Yeah.
Because
Ah,
you
could-
learned when you were learned 2 sessions ago, Jody told you like
If you had
even
enough
if you
time,
had mundane, it would take like a day and a half to like just do the mundane side.
yeah.
Oh, I remember now. I remember it has been a while, but
Yeah.
that does sound familiar. Yeah.
if you had enough time, you could probably figure out the mechanical aspects of the lock. But this is massively high end, and even if you did pick that, the magic is still there. It's an integral part of the locking mechanism.
And the anti-magic, if you take the magic away, pylons made of what was it?
Tungsten.
Tungsten, like thousands of pounds will slam down and lock. But that puts it into lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So we had to narrow down the 2 remaining spells that we need.
Yeah, and just also for like because we know first level we know it's going to be a Featherfall, 3rd level slow, 4th level banishment, and we asked the question to discern, kind of give us clues and insight on the 2nd and 5th level, because the 1st level has to do with gravity, the 2nd level has to do with manipulating gears, 3rd level perpetual gear turning, 4th level bags of something organic is keeping things from moving on that one. And then 5th level, extremely complex locking system, lots of gears. And so because of that, we know the 1st level is Featherfall, 3rd level is slow, and the 4th level is banishment.
Hmm.
And I will mention the 2nd level one. There are basically kind of long tubes that you have to effectively traverse before you can get to the gear mechanisms to deal with that particular lock.
I don't think there was-
And we narrowed it down to like a couple of spells each, right?
Yeah, 5th level is the one that you guys actually narrowed down to either pass wall or animate objects.
And the reason why I'm leaning to pass wall is because animate objects has a limitation.
Yeah.
But you were stating it could be a combination of which gears to manipulate, not all of them, is what you had said.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we put our heads together and narrow down the second level spell?
Yeah, I say we focus on one tiny facet of this at a time.
Yeah.
All right.
I think on second level, I think personally, it could be between Arcane Lock and Rope Trick, because I didn't have that part about the tubes.
What's the thing about the second level facet of the lock again? Repeat that one again.
Manipulating was about manipulating gears, and apparently there's a series of tubes before you can get to the gears.
The internet.
It's apparently the designers were named Rory and Moss.
And don't forget the actual text of the spells themselves can be clues as well. So. So if you guys want me to like either post the spells in chat or just read the spell descriptions to you guys.
You can post them. That would be great.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So
Well, you had also said we could look at. You said we could look it up too.
Yeah, if you guys want, like
Yeah.
you guys
And
all
we're
have
going.
access to.
And you said we're going with Legacy.
Yeah, most of these spells, the difference is not
Yeah.
that big a change. So here's Rope Trick. What were the other spells? I think Gust of Wind was one.
Arcane Lock, Gust of Wind, Mirror Image, and Rope Trick.
Okay, so Gust of Wind, dance. So there's Gust of Wind. Let's see, Arcane Lock is here. And then the last one was Mirror Image, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, in 3rd edition and 2nd edition, I guess as well, Mirror Image was so useful. Because wizards are just super easy to die at low levels.
Yeah.
And basically what Mirror Image did was you would have these kind of clones around you that were illusions. And there was a chance that the range attacks would hit them instead of your wizard.
Yep.
And half the time your wizard would die in like one hit.
Yikes.
Alright, so have all that in chat if you guys want to look through, and those are the 2nd level spells.
Yeah, the thing about Arcane Lock would be that if they have set a password, then we probably wouldn't be able to get in.
All right. The question I'm about to ask, I ask both as Evan to the DM, but also as Reggie to the players here.
Okay.
What happens, because this seems to be like not just something that is locked, but is also magically locked in a sense. Do we already know what happens if we try to cast knock on it?
Hmm.
No.
Because knock is also a second level spell.
Yep.
That
Uh,
is not, but it's the reason why we were able to ascertain we uh we had basically we had we to be meta, we rolled really well and we were able to. That's where we were able to figure it out.
Also, there wasn't a knock wand. The reason all these other spells are available to you guys is because everyone had a wand that lets you cast that spell without actually having to know it. So,
Yeah.
if one of you has the knock spell and wants to try it, you are welcome to.
Yeah, but
I have knock. That's why I suggested it.
Yeah, but
My only hesitation is if it's set up with specific spells and we try another spell against it, it's going to
shut down.
shut down. Yeah, shut everything
Well,
down.
that's if we're using like anti-magic against it.
Or the wrong spell.
Or the wrong spell.
Oh,
Or the
Because
wrong
again, these
spell
because
combination.
this is it's a combo. It's a magic.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
dang
it's a
it.
combination lock. So basically, we were given the keys of the spells and the wands.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to.
Yeah, figure out the last two spells and then do it in order.
Mm-hmm.
Puzzles are so much fun.
They are.
So
Second
should
level lock is all
we
about manipulating gears.
roll to brainstorm for that second level spell?
Sure, you'll have to tell me how you're trying to narrow it down. Like if somebody wants to examine the locking mechanism and see if they can infer anything from that, that could be a roll.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. Let's call that investigation.
Look like it
Ra-
can be broken with a fist. That would be my roll.
Of course. That's a 6.
Okay. So trying to glean anything from the... Oh, and I guess I should ask, were you looking at the second level lock or the fifth level lock?
Second level.
So yeah, because of kind of how long and kind of awkward these tubes are to get to the mechanics, you have a bit of a hard time trying to see much of anything. Like the light doesn't travel as far as you'd like it to, and if you want to spend, let's say, the next like 20-30 minutes trying to keep looking, you can probably find out something.
Okay.
All right. So I almost called you Kata. Aoi, if anyone doesn't know, that was her character in my last campaign. Aoi kind of goes to this large vault, and with Aoi being a smaller person in general, the closer she gets to this door, the more it kind of looks like that scene in Willy Wonka, where he keeps like walking away, and it looks like he's getting bigger and bigger. The difference being, it looks like Aoi is just shrinking the further, or the closer she gets to this massive vault door. And as she gets up there, you see her kind of look around these kind of strange, kind of curling tubes and things like that. And she starts by just kind of trying to look in, but it's a little bit too small for her to be able to get her head into it. And then you guys see, and then a little bolt of lightning comes, and she kind of gets knocked back slightly, and she seems like she has a plan, but she's going to be enacting this plan for a little bit. So while she's examining that, what do the rest of you guys want to do?
No. And I think I'm sorry. I think we also kind of. I don't want to. I hate to repeat anything we did from last session because I think we were already rolling, and that's how we narrowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
For the fifth level stuff. So let's just say what we think. I'm personally thinking Arcane Lock. It's the tubes that just kind of make it interesting for me. I am wondering about Gust of Wind only because, air through tubes.
Sound.
Well,
I was going to ask, they are open tubes?
yeah.
But rope trick is more for like an extra dimension. You literally throw
Right,
the rope
lift.
up and it creates an extra
Right.
dimensional space.
Right.
If you want, like, this is the description of Arcane Lock. You touch a closed door, window, gate, chest, or other entryway, and it becomes locked for the duration.
Yeah.
You and the creatures you designate when you cast this spell can open the object normally.
Yeah.
You can also set a password that, when spoken within 5 feet of the object, suppresses this spell for 1 minute. Otherwise, it is impossible until it is broken or the spell is dispelled or suppressed. Casting Knock on the object suppresses Arcane Lock for 10 minutes. While affected by this spell, the object is more difficult to break or force open. The DC to break it or pick any locks on it increases by 10.
Yeah.
Because basically, so Arcane Lock, I was wondering because it locks it. Arcane Lock is not meant for unlocking
As far
unless
as
you specify a password. But
yeah.
Yeah.
As far as you're aware, Arcane Lock is meant to lock something.
yeah,
Knock is technically the spell that you use to unlock
Yeah.
something.
So I wonder if there's something that when we get in, there's something we have to like essentially lock in an up position. Does that make sense? Like if we have to use shoot, hold on. I don't know where I was going with that.
It's probably really cool though.
so I think we can take mirror image off the table for the 2nd.
Yeah.
But you would look really cool using mirror image.
I used to have mirror image.
But then he turned into Vlad and no longer cast a reflection.
So, I mean, the current one in the lead in my head feels like Gust because
Yeah,
of
that's
the
what I was
tubes.
thinking. Yeah.
And I'm still thinking like, I personally feel like it's past wall for 5th.
Would there be like do the tubes lead to like other gears?
Yeah, effectively, like the big old circular vault door, there are 2 tubes that the exits for the tubes are right next to each other. But the tubes themselves kind of loop around and things like that. And at the very end of where the tubes are, you can see that there's kind of a collection of gears and things like that you can see like the edges of. You can't see the internal workings of it. But you can see kind of the outside, and through inference and things like that, you're aware that, oh, obviously those are gears, that's what you have to manipulate there.
Yeah.
True.
Alright, I would second Gust of Wind.
I always have difficulty with puzzles like these, so
I
if Gust of Wind is what we're kind of feeling most confident about, I'll back that.
maybe
The more I think about it, the more I'm stumping myself even further.
maybe let Allie figure out if this is the right spell to use.
So if you guys want to spend the remaining, like, let's say 10 minutes have passed. If you want to spend the remaining, like, 15 minutes that Aoi is investigating, just kind of waiting for her solution, or you can start working on the 5th level problem.
Well,
Or
during
you
that
can go
time,
exploring.
Not with those things out there.
well, they're outside. They've already been through here. They've already like shot the shit out of the place.
Yeah,
Been beholder
you guys.
assholes.
When you guys first came in here, you did find remnants of magic items that had all of
Inert.
their energy drained and they were damaged. So
Arai is pacing restlessly.
I was also gonna, while we were waiting, I was also gonna re-up my ritual cast of detect magic.
sure.
Right.
During that, and that'll only take like 10 minutes. And
Real quick. Yeah, choose even or odd for me.
odds.
All right. Proceed.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for that.
That's what I'm here for.
Mm.
So,
How high up are the gears that the wind tunnels that the
near the
Jesus, go
top.
to.
And this room in and of itself, like the ceiling is like 25, 30 feet high. Like it's a very, very high
Okay.
ceiling room.
And it would, if it was gust of wind, it would be emanating from us, and that would be a little
Right.
too tall.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, as you guys are all kind of pondering around, and Arai is starting to figure out if she thinks that she can start throwing her pike like a javelin or not. Aoi, you finally, I'm sorry, even had a conversation with people in my chat section specifically talking about Arai. He is trying to figure out if he can hurl his pike like a javelin. Aoi, as you're kind of examining it, it's starting to get frustrating to you, just how curved everything it is and how difficult it is to be able to see. And as you're sitting there and you're starting like now you're starting like reach your arm in and see if you can feel anything, and like you take your rapier out and you gotta poke it in there and see if like maybe that does something. You suddenly feel, as you're kind of swirling your rapier around, you feel some kind of bump on the very, very smooth inner surface of one of these tubes. You're like, well, that doesn't make sense. And as you look through, you can see there seems to be tiny little grooves in various places, and you can see one of the grooves goes directly to, for lack of a better term, looks like what do they call it? Have you ever seen in an engine the air intakes where it's just like a flap that like
Yep.
spins? Kind of looks very similar to that. And you can see that whatever this thing is attached, or the device that attaches it inside this tube, seems to be connected to whatever is in that groove. And the groove continues to kind of wind its way past where you can see in the tube. And then you go and you look in the other tube and you see a very similar item in there, or device in there as well.
So it would like be made to have like wind going through it.
It definitely would be affected by wind.
I think we're on to something with gust of wind.
Yeah, you don't see why not.
Yeah.
Check out these slots. They're kind of yeah, they kind of look like one could go like through them.
I think you might be onto something here.
Okay, I think we've hopefully determined that part of the puzzle. Now for 5th level.
All right.
Yeah, this is
Sounds good to me.
yeah, you guys are more advanced in that department, so uh, you guys could probably figure that out, Reggie Smegma.
So we've got rope trick and arcane lock.
Hmm.
Well, no, because that's second level.
Oh,
The second-
sorry.
which fifth level, they're extremely complex looking system with lots of gears.
Right.
Yeah.
And for that one, we know it's animate objects, Bigby's hands,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
pass wall, and telekinesis.
Right.
And with the roll we made from last time, we've got an inference. Sorry, in conjunction with what I rolled, we're suspecting maybe between animate objects and pass wall.
If you want to read animate objects or pass wall, I'm not going to copy the text because there's a table included in it, and tables are not fun to copy.
Yeah.
But there, I put a link to animate object on D&D Beyond and pass wall. Helps if I spell it correctly. And yeah, you guys were able to figure out through rolls effectively yesterday that you think the other two spells won't help. So those are the two. Those are the two spells that you think, or those are the two spells you know one of them should work. So
Yeah, like we need to figure out if like what gears would, if it is animate objects, what gears would like turn the other gears, because or how large they are, because depending on the size, we may not have like enough gears to open the mechanism. Does that make sense?
But it was like, I believe it was way more than, because we have like, because I believe they're tiny gears, because the information said there were lots of gears. And again, that's if we are expected to use animate object versus pass wall.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface. And these are metal doors, correct? So it could very well be animate objects, since this is a metal vault door.
Yeah.
the walls around it are stone, but the vault door itself is metal.
But that's what we had to place. That's what we have to put the combo on, correct?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Yeah. If it is animate objects, we just need to figure out what which gears to manipulate in order to unlock it.
I believe it said, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, you said, like, we may have to, depending on us casting the spells through the wands, are we making a spell attempt to finesse the spell to work correctly? Or
No,
do we have
the
to...
wands are designed, they are effectively keys.
Okay.
So you don't need to understand how to use the spells correctly in order for them to work. The wands themselves are specifically designed to cast the spell. If it is the correct spell, it is designed to cast the spell the way it's meant to unlock this. Again, the entire purpose of these wands is not specifically to cast the spell; it is to open this
Yeah.
door. Does that make sense?
So so it may just be we just cast a spell.
Yeah, as long as you cast the right spell on the right spot, which you guys have already identified which place needs which level spell.
Yeah.
Though the fact that it's it only casts up to a minute, that might be tricky. That pass wall like works immediately, right?
Yeah, but again, it's because pass wall is a passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface. And if we have to cast it on the door for the combo, that's the reason why I think pass wall is kind of out of the running
Okay.
for me.
Well, there is a way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, eventually
roll.
we're gonna have to just like try and see and we've narrowed it down as best we can. I think we're gonna have to finally put it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
At least we'd be doing something. I say we go for it.
Okay.
Because this is honestly, my head's been hurting.
Okay. Since there are 5 spots and there's 4 of us, do we just have to choose the right one to use, and or is it a timing issue? I'm guessing they have to be in a reasonable amount of time on the.
I mean, each one is cast within 6. They're all actions to cast, so each one is cast within 6 seconds. And from the diary that you read, because that's where you guys got some of the clues from.
Yeah.
This lock is designed to be opened by the manager, not the manager and 5 other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you think that, again, as long as you're not screwing up or taking like an hour between castings,
Yeah.
you think that one person should easily be able to cast all the spells necessary to open the lock.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Start
so
with I.
We'll dole out the wands, and we'll just like.
Yeah, I start with first level and work our way up. Is that the way it's supposed to work?
Yep, as far as you guys are aware, yes.
Okay, start with
So-
Featherball.
Right. So,
Oh, let's
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Spitwit. Hey, real quick sec. He's gonna send Spitwit out real quick, just to give a quick poke a head out real quick and see if anything's around.
sure, have Spitwick make me a perception check. And is Spitwick just going to like poke their head around, or are they gonna fly up to get an aerial view? The difference being aerial view will give you advantage, but also makes them more exposed.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was concerned to that. Where is our modified? Ah, there we go. Okay. So he's just going to poke his head out and look, but he has keen senses.
Yep. I would say
So
there's
does he still
enough
have
kind of
his-
rubble and stuff like that it'll be a flat roll without going high, because
Okay.
he would normally have disadvantage. Just because, again, there's tons of stuff that blocks his line of sight.
And he does have dark vision as well, and blind sight. But I'm sure if it's within 10 feet, he's already in trouble. Perceptions, that's 14.
14. So yeah, as Spitwit goes
Yeah.
out and looks around, you get a few different kind of images this is sent back to you. One is just kind of an image of Spitwick just walking around in a circle over and over and over again, and every so often he just kind of looks at you. And another one, you get this really strong feeling of hunger in wanting something roast. And the final one is, yep, don't see anything, and he comes back.
All right. Okay. Those things are attracted to magic, by the way, so let's gotta be careful about that.
Yeah. As far as Spitwit could tell, like, again, at this point, like, you guys have been doing this for so long that Spitwit has kind of become bored. You know, he's the toddler that's at the grocery store. It's like, but Mom, we've been shopping for days. Can I go to the toy aisle?
That's about to be what happened with it, Arai. He was so close to doing that.
All right, so, but yeah, when he looked out, he's like, "There's nothing there. There's nothing, you know." As far as he could tell, he didn't see any beholders or anything similar to that flying over this part of the city or anything. No movement that he detected, though. With a 14, he wasn't looking super hard. But yeah. All right, so my question for you guys is going to be: are you going to have one person cast all the spells? Are all of you going to take part? How do you want to do this?
I think all of us should take part.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I just need to know who is casting which spell.
I'll do Featherfall.
If one person is meant to cast it normally, do we want to have one person on guard duty?
I will be on guard duty.
Okay.
Good
Dang
idea.
Spitwit, kind of sensing a kindred spirit in someone that is bored, kind of perches on your shoulder,
Aww.
seeing as he now has something to do, and he just kind of, you can see that he tries to make himself bigger, and he kind of ruffles his scales a little bit. He's like,
Yeah, between the both of you, you're one person aware.
It's like, you're
Yeah.
so vicious.
Yeah,
He's
they
like-
both
'cause
share
they,
the same brain cell.
they have a poison tip tail, and so he kind of gets to your shoulder, and you see him kind of like thrusting it out, kind of imitating when you use your pike. He's like, and you hear him like give a little kind of growl of rage.
You're learning. Just gotta keep scratching. Do the finger scratching.
And you kind of get this you get this image in our head of a fully grown ancient dragon that has a face that looks very similar to Spitwit. And just kind of
It's
sit
like
there.
like a cat, and we go.
And you kind of get this this kind of feeling in your head of, I'm a mighty warrior, not adorable.
You
I'll give you
are-
scriptures.
I
I'll
am
give you
an
scriptures.
ancient dragon.
Sometimes Owie feels that way too.
Mom, I am an amazing warrior, not your little buddy.
Oh, you're so cute.
All right, so
Hey.
Owie
Buddy,
comes
buddy.
forward and brings the Featherfall wand. And as you sit there and you start casting this as a spell, you feel yourself kind of lose control of the hand and arm that is casting it. And you feel it manipulating the large tungsten locks, large tungsten counterweights. And suddenly you can feel the effect of the Featherfall spell, and the counterweights become weightless. The first spell has been cast, and you hear this large chunk as the first lock is
Oh.
bypassed.
Oh,
Who's next?
Nice.
Alright, Gust of Wind.
I'll do the gust of wind.
Okay. So
You're
Reggie,
cute.
as you come forward and you start to cast the spell, you feel yourself again kind of lose control of your limbs as the wand kind of takes over, and you grip the wand with both hands, which is not a traditional casting method that you're aware of. And suddenly you feel your hands split apart as the wand duplicates itself, and two gusts of wind go and aim directly for the tubes, and you hear this kind of whistling and whirring sound of and you watch as the gears turn, and then this chunk, and the second lock has been bypassed.
Reggie just lets out an audible.
Alright.
Third spell.
Uh,
I'll go for it if you want, or unless you want to go.
go for it.
Go for it.
All right, I'll go slow.
Okay. So you move forward, and as you kind of cast the spell, just like the other two, you feel your limbs kind of
I
get
love
a
peanut
mind
butter
of-
sandwiches.
get a mind of their own, and you point it specifically at the devices that are moving really, really fast, and you can see with your detect magic on, the gears themselves start spinning slower and slower, and suddenly they're going slow enough that they eventually catch on something and recess in, and you guys hear this chunk, and the third lock has been bypassed.
Hey!
Who's next?
Okay, here it goes. Which one was it?
Banishment.
Okay. Banishment!
So, Aoi, as you move forward, you cast the banishment spell through the wand. Again, your hands have a feeling of their own, and you feel yourself. You can see in your mind's eye the various kind of biomatter items that are in various places. And as you focus on them, they just kind of disappear, and you hear another chikunk. One lock to go. Who's going to
Guys
cast
are
the final
doing
spell?
great.
Alright.
I guess if we're going in a rotation, I'll do the next one.
All right.
What was this
Animate
one again?
objects.
Man-made objects.
Animate objects.
Animate objects.
Man-made. Yes.
Man-made objects is a different spell.
You bypass that by taking out a bazooka.
Yeah.
What's that?
So as you sit there and you start casting again, your arms start kind of casting things on their own.
Oh,
And
this is weird.
suddenly you are very, very aware of all the very intricate devices inside, and you see yourself focusing on 10 of them that seem random to you. Like, you're not sure why you're focusing on these 10, but you suddenly watch as these kind of collections of gears just start moving and folding themselves, and they turn into kind of like little clockwork men that start kind of moving around and hitting various switches and gears and things like that. And suddenly you hear this kung, and suddenly the entire vault starts slowly swinging open.
I imagine like it's that scene in Die Hard close to the end when they finally do open the vault and the Christmas music starts playing.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling. Oh, sorry, wrong Christmas music. So, as you all look in, you can. The first thing that you all notice, and by this time, Smegwick, your detect magic is just about to end. And as the door swings open, you actually have to kind of like blink your eyes, because there is a just plethora of magic exuding from this vault.
Oh.
The vault itself is wide open. Do you guys want to go in? Do you want to stay
Okay.
here? What?
We gotta
Yeah.
operate fast because those things are attracted to magic, and this thing is we're ringing the dinner bell.
Released it. Yep.
Right.
It's chum in the water.
All right, so what do we do? What do we do?
Look around, see if there's,
Well, this is the vault, so I'm presuming if we get in here, do I need to roll insight or arcana to just like it's okay to just grab shit, or
I will.
Do we have time
Obviously,
for a
we
moral
could
check?
Which one do you like better? Anyone that wants to roll insight or arcana, or if you have another skill that you think would give you
Obviously-
information. go
obviously
for
I'll do my best to try and take precautions. But I'm kind of wondering, like, are these guys enough assholes to put a hat on a hat?
I think
I'm rolling arcana.
I'm gonna do insight.
I'm gonna do investigation.
just because this is so goddamn important. It's a 19.
Hey!
Nice.
All right.
So that 19 plus 6, 25.
My investigation failed.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes. And would my no, never mind. I can ask that question. Insight. Actually, Arcana. That's funny. 13.
All right. So, all right, and I'll because of your familiarity with vanishing runes, I'll give you advantage on your check. So while you're doing that,
18.
Smegwick. All right. So between the two of you, as you kind of look at this, you look for other things that might be like alarms or anything like that. And as you kind of look around, you can see the room itself is not pristine. Let's say, like you could see safety deposit boxes around. Each one is obviously warded and other things so that only the person with the key can get into it. But like half of them are not just open; they are broken. And there are some items on the ground as well. You also can see looks like skeletal remains inside the vault. So, as far as you can tell, it seems like possibly you are not the first people to make it into the vault. However, the last people that made it in didn't make it back out, but were able to disturb quite a bit of it.
They
so
also
you don't
probably
think
weren't
like,
able to get out in time.
yeah. So seeing again various magic items on the ground, you don't think any of them are trapped or anything like that because they normally would be kept in the safe deposit boxes. But you do think if you try and open any of the safe deposit boxes, bad things will happen.
Yeah, they probably thought like we got in, and they probably just started bashing the shit out of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, why doesn't everyone roll me a perception check or investigation check to see what you find?
Okay.
I'm gonna do perception this time because my investigation failed.
Alright.
Spitty,
God
help
damn
me.
it!
Now he's helping me by being cute.
He was on guard earlier. 11.
Of course, after that natural 20, I get a 9.
16.
I'm going to use my inspiration. See if I can get better.
I got a 13.
All right.
12 better. So that's 14.
So 14 from Smegwick, 13 from Reggie. Aoi, what'd you get?
9.
9 from Aoi and Arai.
16.
16. So, Arai, as you go in, the first thing that you notice is the bodies on the floor, and your kind of combat focused mind is instantly kind of focusing on them a little bit, and you notice something kind of strange about the bodies. It's obvious to you from the from how the bodies are laying and some of the bones that are broken. These were not people that just kind of starved in here. It seems that there was a conflict in here. And as you're examining one of the bodies, you discover that it's wearing a pair of bracers that you find interesting. And how do I do this? You are Arai.
Thank you.
He is a meat popsicle.
Negative, I am a meat popsicle. What is
An
this thing
attractive
called?
one, though. Very pretty.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because when Aoi was investigating one of the tubes for the wind spell and mentioned the grooves and everything, I don't know why, but that instantly made me think of the carved design of the wind element stone in the Fifth Element.
So, as you're looking around, you find that there are these bracers that are on this body, and this body seems you're fairly certain that this body starved to death. Like you could see just from like there's really not a whole lot of damage, but the bracers that are on it look really intriguing. They are hardened leather, but they have what looks like to be these stylized griffins carved into them, and they have griffin feathers coming off of them. And they are Tempest Griffin bracers, which I've added to your character sheet if you want to see them in D&D Beyond. But basically, while wearing these oiled bracers lined with magic griffin feathers, your speed increases by 5 feet. In addition, you can use an action to speak the bracer's command word to vanish in a plume of sparks and feathers. Choose up to 3 different creatures that you can see within 60 feet of you. Make a melee weapon attack against each target, briefly appearing next to each one before making the attack. The target takes an extra 2d8 lightning damage on a hit, or half as much lightning damage on a miss. You can then teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of one of the targets, or return to your original space, reappearing in a flourish of electricity, feathers, and wind. Once this property of the bracers has been used, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
Ooh. I think Raya should have that.
Who was the next highest? I think was it Smegwick?
I had 14.
14.
Who was higher? Was it me or I don't know? I wasn't paying attention to other people's rolls.
Reggie, what did you have again? Was it 12?
No, I got a 13, so
13.
Smegwick
So, yeah.
would be
So
before me.
Smegwick, as you are kind of looking through, what is I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Let's close you. I have so many things open right now. It's confusing. So as you're kind of looking through things, you eventually find this strange looking rod.
What's up with you and rods?
I'm gonna fall for this again. Throws it.
Yeah.
This one does not look to be
Trapped.
The rod of ultimate everything.
yeah, it doesn't look like it's a rod of ultimate power.
Sounds like a bagel.
As you look at it, you get the idea that there's something kind of special about this. This is a Bloodmire Rod of the Witch Doctor. Effectively, it's got 6 charges. You can burn a charge as an action to create a tether between you and a creature you can see within 30 feet. Hey, now they're at least giving me the best viewers instead of the cheapest, so that's nice.
Hey.
Nice. Congrats for the upgrade.
Yeah.
No, they finally came over here this time instead of traversing the Vale. Instead of 3 Kingdoms.
Yeah. So you can choose whether to have an empowering tether or a withering tether connected to the target. With the empowering, a creature affected by this tether regains 2d10 hit points when it's first affected by it, and while it's connected to the tether, it deals an extra 1d10 damage of the weapon's type to the first target it hits with a melee weapon attack on each of its turns. In addition, on each of your following turns where you maintain the tether, you could expend a charge as a bonus action to send a surge through and heal them for another 2d10 hit points. And then the withering tether, a creature affected by this tether must make a constitution save when it's first affected by it, using your spell save DC. On a failed save, it takes 2d10 necrotic damage, and on each of your following turns while you maintain the tether, you can use a bonus action to deal another d10 necrotic damage to it automatically. And on a save, it takes half as much damage and the tether ends. So, yeah, you think, and you think that you could also use it as a spellcasting focus if you would like. but cool little.
Hey, cool. And this one doesn't feel like it's screwing with my head at all.
For Reggie, as
Huh?
you're looking through the things, the first thing that you notice, you're kind of like rifling through things. You come to something that looks kind of strange. It seems to be a ring, but the ring itself has this very, very thin, almost translucent wire that extends down and seems to connect to a device. It seems like it would normally be worn on the wrist, and there seems to be like little like vials in it and an injection device. And
Ring of the Parker.
you're not 100% certain what it does yet, but you think if you spend a little bit of time with it, you can figure it out. This device is the Hidden Shot. And then the second thing that you find, what am I looking for?
What are you looking for?
Right. And then as you're kind of maneuvering through other things, you also find this interesting looking hand crossbow.
Ooh.
The crossbow itself is crafted from blackened wood, and its limbs bear pearl inlays depicting constellations. This is a star-shot crossbow, which I will
Ooh.
also add to your character sheet once it lets me.
Maybe we can find something for correction if we happen to meet up again.
Well, if she shows up, she'll have to find her own magic weapons. But effectively, you can ignore the loading property with it. It creates its own ammo, and it also has 3 charges that you can use a bonus action to invoke a charge and touch one of the 3 constellations on it, and each constellation does something different. Balance. The next time you hit a creature with a ranged attack roll using this crossbow before the end of your next turn, you or another creature of your choice within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to a d8 plus your proficiency. Flames. The next time you hit a creature until the end of your next turn, you do an additional 2d8 fire damage, and Rogue, until the end of your next turn, you're invisible.
Ooh.
That. And then Aoi, as you're kind of going through, you seem to fixate on one of the corpses as well. As you can see, the corpse itself has some pretty kind of distinguished armor on it. And as you start looking through it, you're like, ooh, is this magic armor? And you realize, no, it's just very pretty armor. But you notice on the attached to the shoulder of the armor is this rather kind of elaborate looking shoulder cape. And as you kind of look at it, the armor itself kind of disintegrates because it's old. But the cape itself looks to be in perfect condition. And so you are able to find the Spell Fencer's mantle.
Yeah, Aoi tries it on, and it looks kind of like this.
And then, in addition, you see a strange-looking rapier next to it. Unlike the one that you normally use. Where did you go? There we go. Sorry, I'm doing all of this. Really? Thank you, phone.
Got a flute.
Yeah.
It's a self-playing flute.
Yeah.
Yay!
There we go.
Hey, let's have national anthem.
So in addition, you find this kind of strange looking rapier. You can see the rapier itself has a rather kind of elaborate guard, and you can see like little bolts of lightning kind of dancing down it. This is a charged rapier.
Yeah.
You get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapons, and it deals an extra d4 lightning damage to any target it hits. And if you're proficient with it, when you move at least 20 feet in a straight line on your turn while holding the rapier, you can speak its command word as a bonus action to briefly disappear and transform into a bolt of lightning. When you do, choose an unoccupied space you can see within 20 feet of you that's along the same straight line and in the same direction you're moving. You form a 5-foot wide line of lightning originating from yourself that extends to the unoccupied space. You reappear in the space as a bolt of lightning passes through anything in its path, and if there's any creatures in the line, roll a d20 and add 9 to the roll. If the total of the roll meets or exceeds the AC of any creature in the line, that creature takes 1d4 plus 1 lightning damage as you pierce through it with a bolt of lightning.
Hell yeah. Does the rapier require attunement?
It does, and due to the
Okay.
fact that you're out of attunements,
Yeah,
you
I-
also think that you could use it as a spell focus and no longer need to be attuned to your ruby.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, those of you that only got one magic item from this, it's because I'm still designing your character items.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you may find other magic items somewhere else. I just thought it was a vault, and it would just make sense for you guys to find shiny shit in it. So
Yeah. I was wondering if we were like, is this going to be the moment? No.
no, I meant to have yours done, but yours is taking a little bit longer to design than
No.
the other
It's
two.
not my order at the restaurant that's slowing everybody else's. I refuse that blame.
No, well, with checks, I haven't decided what her item's going to be yet, because we've had slight conversations about it, but neither one of us has actually had an idea for it. So you're
Yeah.
not actually holding up anyone. I don't have a plan for checks yet, so
We're working on it.
I designed the other two first because I came up with ideas first for them, so they were easier designed for me. So you're not holding anybody up. I just don't have anything for checks yet. It'll come, I promise.
No worries.
Oh
I
god,
just
I just meant like it's the choker of the Switch.
All right. Sorry, it's my brother, real quick.
Well, knowing your eye, it would definitely be a switch.
Like, what's the chance I got him? I should probably perform my weapon bond ritual.
All right. So, yeah, so you guys find all of those things in there.
No, is that all it's out? That's all it's out in the open, and everything else is locked up. You know.
Well, that's what you were able to discover based on your rolls in the amount of time that you have spent thus far.
Okay.
As you all are kind of looking for other things, you Spitwit, who is on Arai's shoulder right now, suddenly kind of stiffens and instantly kind of flies off and exits the vault. And it takes like maybe a second or two for Spitwick to come back, and suddenly Spitwick comes back, and in your head you are getting visions of that strange tentacle beholder thing. And Spitwick is like screaming it repeatedly into your mind.
Chum in the water. Chum in the water. Chum in the water. Out. Go. Go.
And as you
Okay,
guys
Out with magic items.
Time to go.
as you guys head out, you see 4 of these strange creatures head into the area. And I'd like everyone to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Can we?
Yeah.
I want to ask. I do want to ask a question. If we have
Sure.
a chance, can we close the door, or is that open?
You can certainly try.
Oh no.
You're not 100% certain if just closing the door itself will relock it or not. That was not in the directions. And actually closing the door, it's a big, heavy door. So if you want to use your action during your turn to close it, it will take a grand total of 3 actions to fully close it.
Because Smegwick, I would say, because Smegwick also remembers those things, and I think who was there during the session would have been Rye and Owie. We remember those things. I think you described them as getting a little bit bigger after they fed off of the red herring items.
Yeah, they definitely seem to enjoy it. Let's put it that way.
I don't want them getting in there.
So
Yeah, but we're also running out with magic items.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between running out with a T-bone steak and leaving it with a friggin' meat locker.
And I'll say, due to the magical properties of the vault itself, any items that require attunement are attuned.
Oh.
Right.
Fancy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Make sure you actually have it clicked.
Yep.
Oh, is my? I guess is my item not meant to be attuned? Or requires attunement?
yeah. If you go to your inventory, you first have to
Oh,
click
it's
the
gonna
box.
have to equipped. I have to have it
Yeah,
equipped.
you have
That's
to
the reason
equip it and then attune.
Yep. It's been so long since I've had a magic item.
I'm trying. I made
No,
a
it's on this
video talking
on
about
this
it.
character.
I made a video talking about where I'm like, oh my god, these guys are all level 11. I don't think I've given them any magic items in a really
No.
long time. Well, they found a magic vault. Let's give them items. All right, so let's start with Owie. What you got for me?
16.
All right, Smegwick,
18.
Reggie,
Dirty 20.
and Arai.
6.
All right.
No.
Don't you have advantage?
Do I? Yeah. Oh, I do have
I
advantage.
can't remember last time
Yeah,
you
you have a
rolled
weapon
that
of
low.
warding.
7.
All right. Well, that makes a massive difference. To the point where you are in the exact same place of initiative as you were before. So yeah, these 4 strange-looking creatures kind of could come out, and you guys have dealt with beholders before. They're hyper intelligent creatures. For whatever reason, these ones seem not really dumb, but they seem almost in kind of a frenzy. Like there's little bits of foam around their main mouth, and they are eyeing you guys and the area behind you in the vault.
Oh, they're rabid. They're rabid.
So, Reggie, you are going to be up first. What do you want to do?
Oh, well, I guess now's a better chance to test out our new little toys here.
So before
what
you
this
can do
thing-
that, as you kind of look at the creature, the first one that is closest to you, oh, and they're about 30 feet away from you when you guys start the combat. The first one that you notice kind of looks at you, and you suddenly feel this kind of pulse of something, and all the muscles in your body start to tense. I need a
Oh,
wisdom
no.
save.
Oh, jeez.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Good
Aw.
Good night. All right.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Pimmer.
All right. 14.
14. Just enough. So as you
Oh.
sit there, you feel all of your muscles start to tighten and then instantly go limp. Like somebody has just numbed your entire body. And you start feeling yourself kind of low into a state of stupor. And you kind of blink and get yourself ready. And you realize that each one of its friends will probably attempt to do the same thing to you if you look at them. So you have a choice. you can decide to brave the wisdom saves and be able to see them, or you can avert your eyes, and any attacks or anything that you make against them will be made with disadvantage because you can't physically see them. What would you like to
Well,
do?
now hold on. Does this whole paralyzing thing? You see, for some reason, my brain may not have heard you correctly. The whole paralyzing effect that they just now tried to put me in, is that because because I looked at them, or because me and the creature made eye contact?
If you can see its central eye, then you think that you'll have to deal with that. This is effectively their version of the anti-magic cone.
God
So
damn
if you can
it.
see their eye and are within 30 feet of them, then you think that they'll be able to do this to you.
All right. Everyone, whatever you do, do not look at them in the big eye. And I'm going to do my best to try to focus on its mouth instead.
So it's just not if you make eye contact, if you can see its central eye.
Oh, just in general.
Yeah, you don't have to actually make eye
jeez.
contact with it. It's just if you can see its eye, then you're affected by this stunning gaze.
All right. Whatever you do, stay out of its big eye.
So, like I said, the
After-
choice you have: avert your eyes and not have to worry about getting hit, but also not be able to see it, or you can look at it and you're going to have to make 3 more wisdom saves.
Oh god.
All right. With that being said, though, oh, but they're already looking at us, so this may not work. All right. I'm going to try and attack them with the Starshot crossbow.
Okay?
And out of sheer curiosity, just to see what's going to happen, I'm going to use the Flames constellation on it.
Okay?
But first, let's see if it even hits in the first place.
Sure. So, to use the flames, you do have to burn a bonus action, and it takes one of the charges. So you
Totally
guys watch
fine with
as
that.
Reggie pulls out. Go ahead and roll an attack roll with disadvantage
Oh, damn it.
because you can't see
Okay.
them. So as you pull the crossbow out, you start to
Nice.
to touch one of the gems, and you watch as a magical bolt forms in the crossbow, and then it erupts into flame. What'd you get?
Ah! First roll was a 25. Second roll was a 24.
Okay, both of those hit.
Christ.
So go ahead and roll damage, and again the fire one adds an additional. I think it's 2d8 to the
Yeah,
regular
2d8.
damage. So it's a d6 normally, and then all the other stuff should be on your sheet.
Yeah. Okay. So initial damage is 4, and then 2d8 is an extra 9.
Okay. Math is hard. 4 is 13. Well, I don't know why that was hard. That's basic math. All right, so you hit it, and you, as you kind of like shield your eyes, you fire. You hear this, and you hear the creature.
I think I got it.
What else you want to do with your turn? You've used your
Um,
action and bonus action.
Hold on. I might have. Okay, that's what I thought. No real sense in moving right now because I want to do something with the movement, but I can't do it right now because I don't have a bonus action. Jody, aside from like the vault, the open door of the vault, and everything in the vault, what else is in this room?
There
Like pillars or desks or whatever?
The room itself is very, very open. The roof itself has big kind of support beams and stuff like that, so it's can be supported without any sort of pillars or anything. And then around the room, the walls have like desks and bookshelves built into them. And then there are various kind of workstations kind of splattered around the area. So, and the workstation themselves are big, thick desks, big, heavy desks. that tend to have various kind of mechanical clockwork items on them for various tools. And at the very, very far end of the room, the corner, there is a forge that is, as of right now, unlit.
All right. What would you, in your opinion, Jody, how far is the closest one of these, like, cubicle desks with stuff on them
About
in
30
relation
feet.
to...
25,
About-
30 feet away.
Okay, perfect. I will remember that for my next turn.
All right.
All right, that is actually all I'm going to do for my turn. I shot my shot, and I just did a quick room check. That's it.
Or you're
I'm not yet. I'm not going to move
All right.
yet. So I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay with the rest of you guys. So that's it for me.
what you're saying is you're not throwing away your shot.
He's just like his country. He's young, scrappy, and hungry.
And not my head shot.
Smegwick, what you want to do?
Okay, so they're still grouped in. They've just entered the room.
They've
yes?
just entered in, so they're all within about 5 to 10 feet of each other, and they're about
Okay.
30 feet away from you. And again, you can choose the beginning of the turn to avert your eyes. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're going to need some wisdom saves.
Mechanically speaking, is this a charm effect?
It is not.
Okay.
It is again. It's their equivalent of the anti-magic cone that beholders have. It's literally called Stunning Gaze.
Okay. Well, I just needed to know if it was like because it was like a stupefy, so I want to make sure. Okay. So,
I enjoy the word stupefy and sober. They're good words.
if they're 30 feet away, then I can just move up 30 feet. Move up to them. Because Smegwis is like, as much as scared as he is of one of these things, he does not like being here. And if they are all here, he's gonna run up to them, and he's gonna cast Thunder Wave,
Ooh.
Okay.
and he is
Son of
going
a
to
bitch stole my line.
and he's going to use a sorcery point, and he's going to transmute it,
Okay.
and he will. Second here, and he's going to cast it at 3rd level, so he's going to uptick it by 1 level, and he's going to transmute it from thunder. Thunder Wave's a 2nd level spell starting out.
Thunderwave's a first level spell.
Or is it 1st level? Was
Yeah.
it first level? It is a 1st level.
First
Sorry.
level. So if you cast it at third, it's
I
two
already
levels.
scrolled past it. So yeah. So I am casting at 3rd level,
Okay, cool.
and I'm going to transmute it from thunder to acid.
Cool. Con save, right?
Con 17.
17. Okay. So, as you come forward, you start kind of building the thunderous energy in your hands, and as you get close, I just realized I only rolled that once. All right. I have 4 of them. That's a fail. I rolled the same failure number twice. 2 make it, 2 don't. So as you're moving forward, you're kind of creating this thunderous, cacophonous energy in your hands. As you get close enough and you're about ready to release it, you kind of twist your hands and you can feel the thunderous energy starting to dissipate and start to drip into this thick, sticky acid that you kind of form, and you go whoa without looking, and you guys can hear this kind of splash of acid just explode. 2 of the 4 creatures get blown back 15 feet, right?
So yeah. No, well, it's a 15-foot cube. They get pushed back 10.
10. Okay, 10 feet. So 2 of them get launched back to 10 feet into the next room. The other 2 kind of shield themselves as much as you can. You guys hear this kind of sizzling sound like bacon going as the acid starts eating into them. Roll damage for me.
16 plus my elemental affinity makes it 21.
21. Cool. So the first dude, half of 21 is 10. First dude takes 10. Second is 21. Third is 21. Fourth is 10. So, because they had just come into the room itself, there's no door between the kind of main area and this thing. It's all kind of fallen down. Two of them just get launched into the other room. But two of them make their saves and are still floating there. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yes, I am going to quicken spell, and I am going to turn a cantrip into a bonus action, and with the other two that are remaining, I'm going to cast Acid Splash.
Is that another save?
Yes, a Dexterity 17 saving throw.
Dex 17.
It's just a cantrip, so save or
Failure.
suck.
I did it again. I rolled the exact same failure twice.
Nice.
Roll damage.
8 plus 5, that'll be 13.
Okay. So, as you kind of come forward and the thunderous acid dissipates, you guys hear another kind of dripping sound as he forms another group of
In
acid.
particular.
And this time, he just kind of waves his hand, and this wave of acid comes out,
Ah.
and you hear another like. And one of the creatures is like, and you could hear it kind of choking on its own fluids and things like that. It's still alive, but it looks real hurt. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
That was my full. I'm guessing that was my full movement to get up to them since it's 30 feet
Yeah,
away.
it's 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, that was awesome. Fucking help! And he's just put his hands up.
Hey,
And
I will be
Spit was just
right
flying
back.
high.
Okay. Owie, what you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and how far are the closer ones?
They're still 30 feet.
Okay, let's see.
The other ones are
Got
40
blown
feet
10.
away.
Oh, the other
And they're
ones.
prone. I don't know if it matters.
I believe they're immune.
they're-
Yeah, they're immune to prone.
Yeah, they're beholders.
I don't think it matters. So many variants.
Let's see. Are the closer ones like close together that
They're
enough?
They're within about 10 feet of each other. They were close enough that Smegwick could hit them both with acid splash, which I think requires them to be within 5-10
Next to
feet.
each other.
Yeah.
5 feet.
So yeah, these two
Okay.
are right next to each other.
Okay, so
Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shemp.
Chemp's heart's
I'm
just
gonna
not
move-
in it.
I'm going to move to a position where I can get them both with one lightning breath.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna
15
close
foot
my
cone,
eye.
right?
No, it is not. It's a 30-foot line.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can pretty easily use about 5 feet of your movement to get to a point where you can hit both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes while I do it, because I
Okay.
heard that warning.
All right.
I imagine this will be at disadvantage.
Your lightning breath is a save though, right?
Oh.
Not an attack roll.
Yeah, it's a save.
I thought that's why you're doing it.
So yeah, there's no saves aren't affected. You just have to know the direction that you're aiming at. So
Okay, yep.
what's the save
Try
again?
to draw.
Dex save?
Save is dex save, yes.
And what's your spell save DC?
15.
15, cool. That's a nat 1. Second one's an 18. So, first one makes it, first one fails, second one does. Go ahead and roll, or doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know. Roll damage. You hit one of them.
Yes. Okay.
I think the other one takes half damage.
Yes. There's
So, while she's rolling
Six.
damage, go ahead.
16 points of lightning damage.
That's hilarious. All right. So, Aoi moves just ever so slightly as you guys watch, and you see her start going. Pa! And you see this bolt of lightning shoot from her mouth, and the first creature just kind of looks at it and it hits its center eye, and you watch lightning just dance on everything. And the second one dives out of the way and gets singed by the lightning bolt, but doesn't seem to take the full damage. As the creature lands on the ground, Smegwick standing right next to it, you see this kind of strange glow start to happen that at first you think is just kind of residual lightning, but it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and suddenly there's this huge explosion of magical energy, and I need a dex save.
Yay!
Why always me?
Does the other guy?
Because I rolled a
have-
7, that's why.
Oh yeah, the other one would have to make a save too.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make it, so he'll take this damage.
No.
Uh-oh.
It finally happened. It finally happened. Drop out dice.
All right, so as the explosion happens, you are caught completely by surprise, and this wave of force comes out. You take 13 points of force damage as the creature itself just erupts in the magical energy that seemed to be kind of storing in itself. You get kind of covered, like one of the tentacles just kind of lands and hangs on your arm for a little bit, and like one of the tiny eyes kind of like hits you in the forehead.
Like a tooth impaled me in the
Ugh.
cheek. Like,
Yeah.
fuck!
Ugh.
Of
Anything else you want
course.
to do with your turn, Howie?
I'm going
I'm holding my finger to God. Just
I'm going to instinctively put my cape just in case they try anything.
Okay. Well, the creature, the only one that rolled higher than Arai, just exploded. So,
Wow.
Arai!
Oh.
Huzzah! Okay. So I am going to stay about 30 feet away. Arai is very bold.
Mhm.
He's going to rage and then charge at the closest one and try and stab it in the eye.
Go
blump,
for it.
blump,
He's looking
blump,
rough.
Blump, 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 blump.
Let's see. 23.
23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Just
Oh, I thought you were rolling for the magical effect.
for the magical effect?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
why-
rage! That's
That's
right!
that's why I was saying plump.
Wild magic!
You think I was just saying random shit?
so
Yes.
we'll keep that roll for your attack roll, but let's figure
Okay.
out what happens with your wild magic.
Alright, cool.
Or a pixie too. Be like,
That would be hysterical. I'm down for a pixie. Whenever I get hit, before my rage ends, the creature takes 1d6 of force damage as magic lashes out in retribution.
So you guys watch
nice.
as Arai again starts to become very, very cold. You can see the kind of icy stare in his eyes, and you start seeing little bits of magic kind of dancing across his skin, like little bolts of force lightning just. and he just explodes from where he is. And by the time he stops, like by the time your eyes are able to track him, he's already impaled this strange beholderkin. Go ahead and roll damage.
I had everything set up right now. What am I doing? 10.
10. Cool. As you do, you feel this kind of resistance on the end of your pike, and then suddenly the end of your pike starts to become a little bit heavy as the thing just starts to kind of drop out of the sky. And then you see it start glowing brighter and brighter, and Smegwick and Arai, I need dex saves from you.
Oh, crap. Oh, really?
Oh, I
Oh,
failed.
crap.
8.
Eight,
Oh, you have
okay.
advantage? I thought you have advantage on deck saves.
I do have advantage on deck saves because I can see. Thank you, Smegwig. 20.
No, I'm just
I would
astounded you're
say,
doing.
because you are averting your gaze to avoid the stun effect. I would say that you actually can't see this effect.
Oh no.
And what did
Okay.
you get?
I have to show this because last one was a 1.
Hey!
Well, you only take 6 force damage. And again, because you have to avert your eyes to avoid being stunned, you would take the full 13 because you got a 7 on your first roll.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
So
Sorry, force damage or magic damage?
force.
Okay, cool.
And so as it explodes, Arai, you, as the bits and pieces kind of come towards you, your kind of magic force damage just kind of repels them off, and so you still look relatively pristine. Smegwick, on the other hand, now has like an extra couple teeth that are embedded in
I
his
took
armor.
less damage.
And
I made my save.
there's like gunk, like kind of gumming up his hair now.
Alright, not going to pay attention. He's going to charge at the next one.
Okay. Go ahead and make me another attack roll with disadvantage because you're averting your eyes.
Right. Oh man.
And how much?
It was
What's
a
your
nat
speed
20.
right now?
45.
45. Yeah, you have more than enough speed to get to him.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think this guy's gonna live long enough for them to
23.
do something. Definitely hits. Go and roll damage. They're cool monsters.
There's 2 left.
I should have put more.
12.
12.
Shut up.
Cool. So as you move forward, you kind of plunge it in again. You strike
Oh,
the
whoops, I'm
creature.
supposed to be rolling a d10. Sorry.
You strike the creature, and as you kind of plunge it in, you feel these kind of tentacles grip around the pike to kind of pull it out of them, and you hear this. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, that's it.
Cool. It's their turn now. They are not happy with you. Alright, so we're going to start, since you just stabbed one of them, the first ray is going to go towards you.
Uh-oh.
I need a con save, which barbarians
Oh,
are
no.
known for their really low constitution.
We are.
Oh,
yeah,
it really sucks. You have to make a
terrible.
save you're proficient in.
Well, I got a nat 20, so I think I win.
Okay. You see this kind of pale yellow ray hit you, and you feel all of your muscles start to kind of bind and tense. And without thinking, you just kind of go, ugh, and it's gone. The second one, actually, because you're the only one technically in the room with them, all 3 eyes are going, or all 3 beams are from this dude are going to be going towards you.
Okay.
Can't use the same one twice. Dex save.
Okay.
And again, unfortunately, you can't see this, so you
Yeah.
don't get the advantage you normally would.
So just be sure he gets the damage. The backlash.
Absolutely.
So
The other one, it didn't matter. He was dead.
yeah. 11.
11 is not enough. You take 22 points of fire damage. And how much damage does he take?
1d6.
So you want to go
A
ahead
lot.
and-
He takes so much.
Takes 400,000.
Yes, he takes all of it.
Go and roll a d6 for me for the damage.
Jack has been watching those videos. This is how you do 500 points of damage in one turn.
Yeah, exactly.
First, your DM has to be completely ignorant of all the rules.
And also
Yeah,
not
just keep
understand how
adding
physics
0.
works. How much damage does he take?
6.
6? You got max on it? Not bad.
I did get max.
All right. So you feel this searing hot pain as your shoulder kind of explodes with fire. And you can feel like the skin kind of charring from this beam of flame. And then the third one. I need another dex save.
Dang it! Go back to con, Jody.
It's all rolls.
20.
20, yeah. You suddenly get this really sickly feeling, and you see this beam as you're kind of focusing more on your pike than you are the creature. You see this beam start heading towards your pike, and you realize that it's trying to devour the magic of your pike. And you instantly kind of pull it back and spin, and you watch as the beam hits the ground next to you, and the kind of ambient magic energy just in the ground causes it to kind of crack and age instantly as all of the ambient magic energy is sucked out of it. That was that one. The other one is going to do the same thing because you were the only target available.
That's okay. Since it attacks me again, does it take another backlash?
I think,
What does it say?
doesn't it have to hit you?
When a creature, oh yeah, hits you with it. Hits you with an attack roll before. Okay, sorry. Yes.
So, yeah. And technically these aren't attack rolls, they're saving throws, but I'm fine with them still taking the damage because you're right next to them. So. Another dex save. As you see the kind of pale white light seemingly looking for a magic item.
18.
18. Again, you see it kind of going towards your pike, and you realize something about the pike is attracting them, and it again tries to drain it and misses. Second ray. Oh, you'll like this one. It's a con save.
Thankfully. 26.
Okay. You feel, you instantly feel your tummy, your
Aww.
stomach turn sour. You got tummy ache. You instantly feel your stomach turn sour, and you have to kind of hold back your gag reflex. You kind of power through it. You still take 9 points of necrotic damage. As this pale
Acid
pink
reflux.
ray, yeah, and you get that little burning sensation in the back of your throat, and you can kind of like taste the stomach acid for a little bit.
It's sour.
It is horrible.
And
That's
then,
such a wake up in the middle of the night from
Bird
that.
is absolutely awful.
Good, it's terrible. Lay on your left.
and then I need a wisdom save.
Oh no.
I'm a barbarian. I'm not smart, okay?
Well,
13.
you're an elf, right? You're a ladrin.
Yes.
This is a sleep ray.
Oh.
Oh, you're.
So- So you see this kind of light blue ray kind
That's
of
good.
bathe you in light, especially since you got what, a 13? Yeah, you failed. So you feel this blue light kind of bathe you. You suddenly feel very comfortable. You're like, I could really go for a nap right now. You know what? I probably shouldn't, because it's the middle of combat and there's these murder things that are trying to kill me and drain, the pike I got for my dad. But a nap sounds really good right now.
It casts a melatonin ray on you.
Magnesium. So Ryan,
Um,
instead of like looking ready to fight and ticked off,
magnesium
you just
help
kind
with
of
sleep too?
relax. It does, yes.
It does, it's
Magnesium
supposed to, yeah.
actually has greater effects than melatonin, and it's not as your body doesn't build up a tolerance to it.
I'm
The
gonna
more
have to
you
look into
know.
magnesium.
You should.
It doesn't affect serotonin levels, does it? Do you know?
Don't know.
I'll have to look that up.
No,
Yes.
it can affect digestion though.
I don't care about digestion right now. I have not slept more than 4 hours.
Well,
in
you
like
say that. You
2
also
months. No, I am already sick. I'm massively sick all the time. If I get more sick, congratulations. But if I could sleep for like 8 hours in a night, like I'm totally willing to throw up the next day. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of its turn. We're back up to Reggie. You heard like Arai kind of cry out in pain, and then you heard a couple like
Lots of pants clanging and shit. And...
You heard a couple swears in Eladrin that you're not 100% sure what they mean, but you know they were 4 letters. And then just randomly you hear, God, I could use a nap. But all of this is happening in the room, the next room over. So what would you like to do?
Okay, well, clearly it seems like this fight went somewhere else while I was quickly out of the room here. Are there any of these creatures still in here with me in this office chamber?
Two have dropped, and when they drop, they explode.
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened was...
and it exploded.
And it exploded. Smegwick rushed in and thunderwaved
I got hit
them
with the
into
shit,
the next
too.
room.
Yeah.
And he is covered in goop. So if you want to, you need to move a minimum of 20 feet forward to be able to see into the next room.
And this thing chased Smegwick into the other room, you said? It's
No,
like,
Smegwick's still in here. He blasted them into the other room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you no longer can see Arai because she went into the other room with them.
So we got blasted in the other room. Okay, so the plan I had could actually still work. Are there any other of these desks that are like between us and this entrance?
They're
to
in
this
another
other
room.
I know they're in another room.
If you want to kind of position yourself, it'll take your full 30 feet of movement. But you can position yourself behind one of the desks and still be able to get line of effect to them.
Yeah, what I want to try and do is I'm actually going to use a cunning action and hide behind one of these desks so that
Okay.
I'm willing to bet that if this thing comes back, it's going to go past me, then I'm going to try and backstab it.
Okay.
So yeah, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to position myself so that I'm not where I am right now. I'm closer to wherever this creature ended up. But then I am going to use my cunning action to hide behind one of the desks so that it doesn't see me. I'm
Right.
going to try and ambush it.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Stealth check.
So are you waiting for it to attack, or are you going to attack?
I'm waiting for. I'm not waiting for it to attack per se. I'm waiting for it to get close again, because I have no reason to believe that that thing is gonna stay in that room that it got pushed into. If we're all in here and it's in there, I have every reason to believe that thing is gonna try and come back, unless it suddenly becomes a coward and flies away. You said stealth check, Jody?
Stealth check, yep.
That is an 18.
18. All right. You think you are hidden.
All
and
right.
then if you want to basically wait for it to come in, you can use your action to basically prepare an attack.
Yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna the key trigger I'm waiting for is for it to basically get within range of me.
Okay.
And once it does get in range, I'm gonna try and pull a sneak attack on it.
Okay.
And that is actually gonna be it for my turn. So I moved, I hid, and I'm delaying my action.
Cool. Smegwick.
Okay. I will move into the next room. And
Where you're standing right now, you can see them.
Oh, I can still see. Okay.
Like, because again, they went a direct line from
Oh,
where
okay.
you are. So you don't have to move if unless you want to get within melee range.
There's still 2 of them, correct?
I mean, technically, yes. One of them is barely there.
Couldn't do that. There's only 2 of them left. I'm gonna go ahead and just like I'm gonna avoid direct eye contact, but I'm gonna
Okay.
panic Eldritch Blast
Okay.
3 times.
So it'll just be at disadvantage.
Yep.
Do you want all of them going towards... Of the 2, one of them looks really rough, and the other one doesn't look quite as bad.
I'm gonna go for the one that's not roughed up yet.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I rolled double deuces on the first one. That's
Ugh.
woo 20 and a 17 on the die.
Well, those
so I'm pretty
two
sure.
work.
I ain't mad about it. 14 on the third.
That's your attack roll?
To hit.
To hit, yes. Just barely misses.
Okay. So,
you
one
got
out
one
of-
hit.
One hit. There. Did I get it? Boom, boom.
So as you go and kind of hide, you go and kind of like blind fire at these things, two of the bolts just kind of go wide, and Arai has to kind of duck out of the way of one of them. The third one seems to hit to the target pretty well, and it does.
So it'll be 12 plus Fury of the Small, so I'll make it 16.
All right, 16 points of the damage, and it is now looking very, very rough as well.
And yeah, I'm gonna use another 2 sorcery points, and I'm gonna fire Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. Do you want them going to the same one that you just hit, or you want to split them up?
I'm go for the one I just hit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
them one at a time then.
Okay. First one. That's 15.
15 is just enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I'll go ahead and use Fury of the Small again, and that'll be 18.
All right. As the first bolt connects, you see the kind of center eye kind of pop, and as it falls to the ground, it starts glowing brighter and brighter and brighter. And Arai,
Look
I
out!
need another dex save from you.
Oh no.
4.
4. You take 13 points of force damage as. And somehow more entrails make it all the way to Smegwick. No one can figure out how, in the physics, this is working. Go ahead and roll your other 2 attacks against the only remaining one.
And last one.
Like Dracula Dead and Loving It, where they stab the bride and all the guts go on one person, but not Mel Brooks.
She just ate. Disadvantage. 17.
Definitely hits. Go and roll damage.
Uh, 7. I can still do Fury of the Small. So that'll be. Oh, I'm sorry. That was. I'll take an extra one off. It wasn't +5. It was +4. So that'll be. So I'll take it down to. 10.
10. Cool. It hits, and you hear this kind of squidging sound. And the creature, but it's still up.
Okay. And final shot. Oh, thank God, I thought that was a 1. 7, 7, 9, so that's 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And 4. Let's see, do I have any more? I'll hold off on the next one just in case I need it. So it'll be 14 points of damage.
All right. Claim your kill. Describe your victory.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so the final one will just be like, ah!
Okay.
Just
So-
panic firing, and it's like there, and it's like the smoke clears. It's just like over there, and it's just like.
Okay. So you guys hear Smegwick going, yuck, 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 and then all these Eldritch blasts going off, and
Got shit in
the
my
first one
eyes.
goes and kind of explodes and somehow showers him in more guts. And then the second one, there's just this giant hole through it, and it falls to the ground. And Arai, you kind of know what's going to happen next. You see it glowing. I need another dex save from you.
Oh no.
There's a rocket advantage on this one.
14.
Sure, we'll say you get advantage on this one.
I think she would get advantage from pattern recognition.
Yeah. 14.
14. 14's enough, so you only take half damage, which is... What's it? Six force damage as it explodes again. And this time, Sissus Smegwick, you see the guts kind of coming towards you. You're like, not today, Satan! And you just launch this barrage of Eldritch Blast that just obliterate everything. And as the smoke settles, you can just see Smegwick still covered in some of the stuff, just sitting there looking for more things to come with more Eldritch Blasts just kind of prepared.
It's Peter Venkman in Ghostbusters 2.
As you all kind of rest after the ordeal,
Is it over?
Yeah, it's over.
Smegwick, you suddenly feel this kind of sharp pain in behind your eye as you are just flooded with images from Spitwick, who's talking like a mile a minute. He effectively kind of went up to reconnoiter, and as he comes back, you're basically getting the idea of more things are coming. We need to leave soon.
Okay.
Could I just, like, if I know the capabilities of, like, what happened in the vault, if I just threw an acid splash at a safety box, would that trip it and make the vault close?
With how it's designed, because it's already open, all that would happen is the door would become immovable if you broke it while it was open.
No, I mean, like one of the safety boxes, like one of what's the deposit boxes? Because you said that was the reason why they got.
You actually don't know what would happen if you attack one of the safety boxes, but you can, if you would like.
Because you said that's what we ascertained from this. They got sloppy, opened the boxes, and you think that's what closed the vault on them. That's the reason why I was thinking about that.
Keep it locked open.
You wouldn't have enough information to know that's exactly what happened. You do know they tripped something, and the vault was closed. It could have been closed by someone outside as well.
Okay.
But you know that if you trip one of the boxes, something bad will happen. There's not enough information for you to be able to tell exactly what it is unless you actually do it. But if you want to do that, you can. Otherwise, with 3 people, you can get it closed in 6 seconds.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, stop. I don't want fuck being clever. Close the fucking door.
Yeah. So yeah, as it closes, you
like
guys
doing that back press against and like just kicking my feet.
You guys hear this?
Arai's just there with one hand.
Arias is still kind of talking. It's like, good job, Spitwick, telling us about the bad things. Completely just the single finger there as he's talking to Spitwick. As it closes, you hear this clanging sound and then metal scraping across metal, and then you hear this chunk, 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 as all 5 of the locks re-establish themselves. So you think that the vault is sealed again, but Spitwit is still going crazy.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, time to go.
So where do you guys want to head to?
Hideout.
Ismail?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, go get.
So why doesn't everybody give me let's go stealth checks to see if you can get out without being spotted by the things. As you're rolling the checks, as you guys kind of come out, you can see, in addition to those strange tentacle nope holders flying around, you're starting to see more traditional beholders coming in this general direction. You see a few death kisses coming as well. It seems that the beholders know something is going on here. So let's start with Reggie this time. What do you got for me?
For the first time ever for a stealth check, I rolled a 1. With my bonus, that's an 11.
Okay.
That being said, though, to possibly offset that, could I just possibly cast invisibility on myself?
If you want to cast invisibility, I'll give you advantage on the check. So you
Okay,
can
then
roll a second time,
I'll just roll one more time.
and then make sure you
But
mark
that was
off
sleight
the
of hand.
invisibility.
Hold on, I rolled sleight. Well, it's the same bonus as stealth. 26 for
26.
6. Because
Okay, that's fine. Just make sure you mark off your invisibility. So as you
Yes.
guys are walking, you watch, or as you guys are kind of running away, you watch as Reggie kind of trips over some of the debris from the thing and face plants hard. And makes this kind of loud, like, damn it! And then realizing he said that, he just shoop, and he vanishes. Owie, what about you?
17.
17. Super stealthy Arai?
19.
19. Smegwick?
14.
14. So between the three of you guys were all able to kind of move your ways around. You eventually get back to the kind of secret area that you've turned into your base for the time being. But it does take you longer to get there as you're attempting to avoid the various beholder patrols and the things like that. So by the time you get back, it is kind of late at night. And something that kind of surprises you when you get there is that I don't have the thing that I'm looking for.
Say that Ismail's not there. you do
No,
it.
there's a fire in the fireplace.
Oh no, a fire.
We'll
in
use
the
that for right
fireplace.
now. So yeah, there's a fire in the fireplace, and Ismail isn't where you left her on the behind the bar. She's kind of leaned up against a wall, somewhat close to the fire, but not enough for it to be unpleasant. And as she sees you come in, she goes, "Well, if I didn't know any better, I think you were trying to avoid me. You know, I was thinking that you'd finally be okay waking up next to me."
I am, but you see, there was this. It's a long story.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. Always have to find a reason to leave before the night's over.
You're the one who normally disappears.
Now we're just arguing about semantics, darling.
We are, and it's cute.
And then she kind of realizes that there's other people there.
Okay, you need some extra healing.
That
Oh,
sounds
yes.
lovely.
So I know this isn't technically how you intended. I might use the empowering tether of my rod
Sure.
to initially give 2d10 hit points, and then expend another charge to give another 2d10 hit points.
Absolutely, yeah. So as you guys could come in, you watch as Smegwick kind of takes out this strange rod that he just got, and he points it at Esmiel. And you guys haven't seen this rod work yet. And so at first you watch as this kind of pale beam goes and envelops Esmiel. You can see there's this little tether between the rod and the and Esmiel. And suddenly you watch as Esmiel, whose breathing is still relatively labored, kind of relaxes, and I would assume at this point Arai has gotten close.
Yes.
And she kind of just like starts to kind of melt into your shoulder and kind of nuzzles you. That's lovely, darling. You know. And she kind of weakly looks up at you. I think you should keep him around. He seems very useful.
So she got another 9.
Okay. And so she kind of just snuggles into your shoulder and kind of the crook of your arm. So what did we find out today?
No polders.
I'm sorry?
I
There's
I'm
another
going to-
friggin' variant of ball holders. I'm so tired of these things.
Yeah, I'm going to try and draw a picture of
Okay.
what we found.
You know, I'm just going to put this out. I don't want any judgment. Before I met you, I had never dealt with a beholder before. Now, I've dealt with 4 different flavors and a mega one.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna use another.
Same.
I'm gonna use another surge just to like maybe top her off.
Her eyes looking at you like, ow.
Well, I got the wad.
Ow.
The rod is still. I'm still using the wad. The rod.
Ow.
She keeps every time something happens. She keeps getting knocked unconscious. You're still standing. Also, look at me. I pull a tooth out. I pull a fucking tooth out of my cheek.
Alright goes over and goes, prestidigitation. Doesn't work. He just keeps saying it near you, like, one of these days.
She choked. I give her another 8.
Okay. So she again, like, she breathes a little bit deeper. I could get used to this. Absolutely lovely. Well,
Aren't you feeling better?
I think it'll still be a day or 2 before I'm back to myself, let's say.
That's great. I just don't want you passing out again.
I don't know why, but I'm just so tired all the time.
Every time you've touched the device, it drained from you.
Oh, that's lovely.
And it made you talk to it gave your body to another being, but we had that discussion already.
And she kind of
trying
turns
to
to you. She's like,
reestablish
"Are you
connection."
asking to bring another person into this? Because not 100%."
Oh no, it would be much more direct than that.
You already did.
Yes.
Anyway. So, refresh my memory. Everything's very fuzzy. How long are we here for? Do we know?
Actually, we actually did that. All that was like we kind of went back and forth. So we have technically the time when we were here. We have 2.5 days. So I think and when we
You're down
took
to
like
about a day now after
Yeah.
your after your adventures.
Yeah.
She goes, lovely. Unless you have some pressing reason to go out and get covered in filth again, perhaps we can just take the
Yeah.
day off.
well, we also need to keep a low profile right now because we've attracted a lot of attention. But we've closed up the buffet, as it were. So right now it's just hopefully we can let things settle.
Lovely. I absolutely adore more beholders.
Prestidigitation, trying to get like, I don't care how clean I get. I got some of that crap in my mouth. Oh God.
Right. Eventually, Arai like takes his pike out and starts kind of waving it. Prestidigipiken! It's a magic pike. Yeah. Esmiel goes, well, I mean, as far as I can tell, this particular fireplace has been routed in such a way that the smoke comes out of a building far, far away. So we should be safe here for a day or so. Unless they disintegrate the ceiling or something like that.
They're fully capable of that.
Well, yeah.
They ever find it?
Well, then
Well-
maybe you all
But
should
if they- But technically, our ceiling is the chicken shack's floor. So
Yeah.
maybe you all should
We're
stop
underground.
causing trouble for just one day.
Okay.
Just relax.
you tapped us specifically because of this bullshit. I just want to point that out to you.
Yes, but I wasn't supposed to get involved in your bullshit. That's why I paid you lots of money. the money means I don't get involved in the bullshit.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Are there any other things we need to do before whatever happens?
Get to
Right.
recuperate as best we can, and then apparently hop through time.
Mm.
If your muse friend is to be believed.
Lovely.
Okay.
And Esmiel kind of...
Little side, have you been having any other conversations while we've been gone?
There was no one here.
There wasn't anyone here last time, and you were hearing someone, so fair question for me.
Oh, well.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
And as she says that, she starts to kind of stand up a little bit. She's a little shaky on her feet, but you seem worse. And she starts to walk towards one of the booths that still has most of its kind of privacy curtains intact. And after she gets about like a step and a half away, she just reaches her hand back towards Arai. Come on, you.
You grabbed it.
And she kind of puts it on her shoulder and kind of drags you in. You are going to give me a full body massage, and then we are going to stay away from everyone for an entire day.
Please try and keep it down.
Bye, you guys.
Fine.
Okay. Okay, everyone pick their spots that you want to sleep in.
I miss my hammock.
Fine.
And then, like, okay, prestidigitation. Clean up the area since it's a little dusty down here.
So, you all, aside from Arai, you are able to get a wonderful night's sleep.
Okay, chance.
Yay.
I'm good. So
Uh,
good, it's like asleep.
And is there anything that you guys want to do specifically for the last day that you're there, or you just want to kind of rest up, you know, learn a little bit more about your new items, stuff like that?
I'm going to do my ritual to bond to my new rapier.
Okay. Any other specific things you guys want to do in your last day here?
I think we'll pretty much going to keep an eye out, poke our heads out as confident as we feel, just to see if the mood dies down outside, or if there's the activities increases, decreases.
Okay.
Yeah, I had someone tell me what my night was going to be, so, my next day
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
going to be a
All
good
right.
boy.
So you guys are all able to kind of rest and relax and everything. When it starts getting closer to the time, Esmiel kind of gathers all of you in the center of this area. She goes, so I guess I don't know exactly how all of this looks. And she has a lot more color in her cheeks. Now she's still not walking perfectly. Like, she's still a little unsteady on her feet, but she looks a lot better than she has in a while. And so she kind of gathers you all around. So I'm confused. Do we have to be next to the device when it
It
goes
was
off?
counting. It was counting down, and I'll do a ritual detect magic.
Mm-hmm. You can still see the tether between Esmiel and the wall at this point. But
Weird question, because I did have this, and that was like we were trying to grab stuff, and when we initially did, I do have identify.
sure, if you,
I didn't know if that would give us any more idea about
for some
what's going
reason, I
down
thought
with the
that you had
device.
tried identifying it before.
We had detect magic,
Okay.
and that was
if,
the connection and the ores and all that.
if you want to, you'll have to actually go to the object if you want to do that. But if you want to cast identify before you guys shift, you can. Like I said, it just will require you to be at the object.
Yeah, I thought that's where we were headed, to the object.
She's gathered you in the place that you are, and she's actually asking, so do we have to actually go to it? Can we stay here?
I think we need to go to
Warm?
it.
Yeah.
But
Or
who's
do
gonna
you want to
s-
risk that thing leaving and we stay behind?
It would be very much
The
fun.
ruins seem to follow us, but it also we seem to get shifted as well.
Well, maybe if we're there, we'll have more control. One of you. She looks at Aoi. You're small, easy to conceal. Do you want to poke your head out and see if we have any beholder-shaped guests outside?
Okay. Uh, I peek out.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me with advantage.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 13.
Looking around, the beholder activity has increased dramatically
Oh, God.
since yesterday, and you think getting to the device is going to be doable but difficult. There's enough rubble and
Oh.
stuff like that you think that you can get to it, but you're probably going to want to wait until pretty close to when the device is going to activate, so you spend the least amount of time out there.
Okay. So, yeah, we definitely have some, traffic going on, so we may have to, cut it closer to, our deadline.
Can we also like pick our spots and then like we just pick the final time to get to the device?
Sure. You guys have been in the here long enough that you guys can kind of make your own maps and things like that to
Yeah.
make your plans.
Right.
Yeah, so we could, as I said, we don't necessarily have to wait here and then make a break for it. Really got it close. We could hop skip to certain points and then before we go out to the open, we just stick at our final hidey hole and then make it.
Yeah. Good idea.
Because I'm pretty sure Arai's going to have to carry Esmiel.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yep.
you guys make your plans. I'm assuming part of that plan is going to give you enough time to cast Identify on it.
Identify is just an action, so I'll spend an act. Or is it? No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I should check to make sure. Identify is also virtual. Yes, it's also virtual.
Okay. So, you guys kind of plan it out. Why doesn't everybody give me stealth checks?
Okay.
Is Spitwood help me on the stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
14 or 13. I'll take the 14.
7.
Okay.
17.
29.
All right.
Ah,
So
nice.
between all of you, Arai has the most difficulty kind of getting there because while Esmiel can walk on her own, she's kind of slow right now. And so to kind of make things go faster without really thinking, Arai, you just kind of pick her up and carry her away. When you get there and you cast the Identify spell on it, again, it basically gives you back gibberish. You don't get a school of magic from it. You don't get any kind of description, or you do, but it doesn't make any sense to you. It's like the information. that
Even
you're
with
getting-
what I have gleaned
yeah,
from the Arcana. And
it's
okay.
still, you're still talking about something that doesn't use traditional magic. So it's like opening up an exe file in Notepad.
Okay. Sorry. So we've had a long rest since we made this out, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, make sure I'll click
You technically
that.
had 2 long rests.
Okay. Sure, I get that. And then as I guess we're getting closer to the countdown.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, by the time you finish your spell, it's already like you have like 10 seconds before it's
9,
going.
8, 7.
So you guys
Let's
start
go.
feeling that chilling feeling. You feel the cold run down your spine. Arai, since you're kind of holding Esmiel, you suddenly feel her body drop in temperature immensely, and you watch this. You watch as she has this like brief, very fast intake of air, and you can see just the slightest betrayal of pain in her eyes, and then everything goes dark as you're all just surrounded by darkness, you suddenly feel very, very strange. You all start to kind of choke for a second, and you realize that the reason that you can't see is there's some gas or something around you that is filling your lungs, it's filling the air around you, and then you also feel this intense pressure below you. You feel movement, you feel your ears start to pop, and suddenly the air around you starts getting brighter and brighter. You can see these kind of clouds all around you that are just rushing and rushing and rushing, and suddenly you burst through the clouds and you look above you to see the sky of the Tempest Sovereignty. And as you guys get up, you look around and you can see you are on a vanishing isle that has just breached from, or a fading isle, sorry. A fading isle that has just breached from beneath the veil.
There's the sky.
But unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TraderJoni. Also, I have an in-depth review of Daggerheart on there. I've got some other, I got some other videos talking about Daggerheart and other cool stuff, so check it out there. Otherwise, again, it's going to be all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.